Yo, what's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. I'm AD5GTT, your go-to for gaming, tech, tips and tricks, or anything you need on DC Dark Legion. So, in today's video, as you can see here, we're going to be talking about the Supreme Commander event. Now this is one of my favourite events, especially as a free-to-play. It's an event that runs weekly, and what you have to do is gather different things on each day. Mine runs from Tuesday to Saturday, but that might change depending on what server you are, and every single day it's different aspects of the game that you've got to go into, and what you have to do is you gather different points. As you can see, I'm already on round 3, so I've almost done it. I've almost finished it for this day, but you'll gather things such as money, you'll gather gems, but the most important thing you'll gather is these things right here, which are called, when it loads, sorry guys. Well, anyway, I'll explain what they do before it loads. So, these things are very, very important. You use these things on getting mythic legacy pieces from the store. Now, mythic legacy pieces can be one of the best upgrades that you can make to your champions, especially when you start to start them up. There you go. They're called magic eyes. Now, these things are just, you need to have these things because you can get things such as Superman's cape, you can get Sinestro's ring, you know, legacy pieces that some of the best characters in the game are going to need. Like, if you watched my video yesterday, you'll know that Superman, Sinestro, the Joker, they're all SS plus tier characters. So, if you haven't watched that video, make sure to go and check it out. You get to see who's going to be the best to summon for, and you're going to see the change in schedule. But if you've already watched that, then that's great. Anyway, so, every single day, like I said, it's going to change. Now, today's, you need to use things such as drones and intel points. Now, the intel points, you get 120 every day, and it's in the SON. So when you head over to the SON, you'll know what I'm talking about. However, you can also get these from the pass, the free pass. Now, these will also go into your bag or your inventory. So what you want to do is you want to save these until the first day of the Supreme Commander event, and then you want to use them then, because you'll get more points out of them by racking up your score in the Supreme Commander event day 1. So, the requirements for the other days, I've got a little guide to tell you what they are. So, it should come up now. There we go. The Supreme Commander Guide. Now, this is an amazing guide by a guy called Quantum. So, shout out to Quantum. What a great guide this is. So, as you can see, day 1, you want to use your intel points. You want to use half of your drones if you can. But if you need to use more, then that's alright, because you want to max out your score for this day. And then once you hit the limit of the rounds, you want to stop and save your resources for maybe a couple other days where you might need them. So, the last thing you can do on day 1, if you need to, is use anvils. Now, obviously, we all know what anvils are. You use anvils to summon for the best characters in the game. Obviously, Superman's out right now. And if you watch my last video, you know that I said you need to go all in on Superman, because he is, in my opinion, the best character in the game. So, from the Interstellar event, when you buy your 40 gems, 40 anvils, you want to use them on one of these days if possible, because you'll get some extra score from using them on these days. However, I understand that this is a game where when you get anvils, you really want to go and summon straight away. But I'm trying to save mine for now, because I won't need them for day 1. So, on day 2, you're going to need to use your mother boxes. So, I've already started saving my mother boxes since around Friday last week, because I saw this guide come out and I was like, right, I'm going to need these mother boxes for this. So, I've saved my mother boxes up. I've got about 100 something mother boxes to open tomorrow. So, I'm hoping that this should give me enough score. However, I'll still be able to do some events and stuff just to get a couple extras. But yeah, save your mother boxes for day 2, because this is when you're going to get the most score out of them. I'm pretty sure this is the only time they actually appear. Oh wait, no, I think there might be in day 5 too. But still, save your mother boxes for at least day 2 of this event. You can also, if you manage to get the score before you use up all your mother boxes, you want to save the rest of your mother boxes until they come up in day 5, because it's an extra way to get a couple of scores on day 5. So, on day 3, save your best tech in the research lab. What does this mean? So, when you head over to your research lab, obviously you've got your combat and you've got the one that helps you upgrade your base. So, both of them, they'll have these major ones that are going to take you a lot longer to research on there. As well, they're going to cost more of those chips. So, you want to save those until this day, because this is when you're going to get the most score out of them. This is when you're going to get the most use out of them. So, save it until day 3. If you're going to do it, save it until day 3. Because if you use them and you don't have a big one for this day, you might struggle on this day. So make sure you're saving those. As well as this, you want to craft all your gear on day 3 to give you the extra buff in score. However, any drones that you had extra, use them on this day. Because this is another day where drones are going to boost your score. So use the rest of your drones on day 3. But if you still haven't got the score, don't be afraid to use anvils if you've got them. Because anvils are they're hard to come by, but they give you a great score in this event. So if you need to use them on day 3, use them in day 3. So for day 4, you want to use your character shards. Now, I have a Superman dupe. Obviously, I managed to pull him from the Interstellar event. That means I've got another copy now, so I can take him all the way to 5 stars. However, I'm not going to take him up to 5 stars until day 4, just so I know that I'm going to get the maximum score on day 4. Because you get a lot of points for upgrading mythic champions. And the fact that I can take my Superman from 0 stars to 5 stars means I'll already probably be about halfway completing the event for this day. So I can't wait to upgrade my Superman. However, I know I've got to wait until day 4, because then I'll get the most out of it. So what else do you have to do? You have to use anvils if you must. However, if you're prepared, and this is why this guide's out, if you come prepared for this event, you won't have to worry about day 4. As long as you're saving your character shards, sorry guys. If you save your character shards, you'll get a high score for this day. So, the final day is day 5. And the most important thing you can do on day 5 is upgrade your legacy pieces. Because you don't need to upgrade your legacy pieces for any other day. It won't get you any score. So wait until day 5 of this event to upgrade your legacy pieces. Because if you wait and you don't do it for the rest of the week and you just wait until this day, you won't even need to worry about half of the rest of the ones. Because you'll already be most of the way there, if not already complete, by the time you upgrade your legacy pieces, especially if you have a lot of mythic legacy pieces to upgrade, because you get so many points from upgrading those. However, if you don't make it all the way, that's fine, because as you can see there's a lot of different ways to do it on this day. So the second best way is by using character shards. So whatever character shards you didn't use on day 4, use them on day 5 to get your score up, because it's another great way to get your score on day 5. So first priority is legacy pieces, then character shards. Now the third priority I'm not a big fan of doing. It is another good way, however I like to make sure that I've got enough to do the first 2, because I love to save my drones for at least day 1. Like if you're having to use your drones on day 5 and then day 1, obviously it doesn't give you that much time to save your drones. And I've already used 1,000 drones today, and I'm not even complete on day 1 yet. So saving drones is very important for day 1. So if you can, use the first 2 options and avoid using drones. However, if you have to use drones to maximize your score, then it's better to do that than not maximizing your score at all. Because maximizing your score on these days is so important on giving you these mythic legacy pieces for broken characters. So, after you've used your drones, what's the next best way? Is by using mother boxes. Now again, I'm not a big fan of using mother boxes. You don't have that much time to save. However, it is another option to just make sure that you hit that limit for that day. However, if you've already hit the limit, do not use your mother boxes on day 5. Make sure you save them for day 2. And the final way, and it's the same as most other days, is to use anvils. So if you've got any spare anvils and you're not all the way at the top, use your anvils. I'd say it's more important to use your anvils on day 5 than it would be to use drones, because as much as you get a better score from drones, using your anvils on day 5 means you can also upgrade any characters that you get and get extra score. So that's my opinion. So try not to use drones, try not to use mother boxes, but if you have to, then that's fine. But the top priorities for me, legacy pieces, character shots. Use those two, because you should be able to get most of the way there anyway. So, let's head back over to the game. So, let me show you some of these broken legacy pieces that you can get with these magic eyes. Because some of them are, like, they are no joke. Don't get me wrong, like, they are, you need them as a free-to-play, and this is going to be the best way to obtain them, if not the only way to obtain them. But I'm pretty sure you can obtain them other ways, but this is definitely the best way to obtain them as a free-to-play. So, if you head over to the store right here, you'll see, obviously, all the different sections. You've got the mystery store, the league store, the meta brawl. I need to do some stuff in the mystery store, actually, because it updates every, like, 6 hours. As you can see, I haven't bought anything yet. So, I'll give you a little quick guide in another video. However, this video, we're just going to be focusing on the magic eyes. So, if you head over to this one here, called the House of Secrets, this is where you'll find where you spend them. So as you can see, I only got 6, which means I didn't do very well last week, because I was not prepared, which is why I have to make this video for you guys. Because if you're not prepared for this event, you will struggle. So, make sure that you either come back to this video, or you check out the Discord to find that guide on which days you need for which things, because they are very important to save. So, as you can see here, you got Harley's legacy piece, Superman's legacy piece, Sinestro's legacy piece. Let's just have a quick look at some of the best ones, like Superman and Sinestro, just to see why these are so important. So as you can see, Superman's cape, 400 plus attack, amazing. 12% extra attack, amazing. 18% more crit damage, amazing. This is just broken. Like, if you can get this on Superman with stars, he's going to be so good. Like, he's already, in my opinion, the best character in the game, but when you add Superman's cape to him, he just goes another level. So, it's very important. And then he's obviously got these little skills here. So, his skill 1, Kryptonian Protection, increases physical by 10% before casting a skill gain. 1 stack of 3% attack up, it's stackable 6 times, which means you can get a stack of 18%. That's big. That is very big. As well as this, you get It Means Hope. At the start of the battle, increases defense by 1%, up to a maximum of 30% every second. So, and again, another broken skill. It's why you need it. This is so important for Superman. So, get on this event as soon as you can, because the quicker you get these, the quicker you'll be able to get Superman's cape. So, let's have a look at Sinestro's. Again, another character that I just think is broken. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that because I'm going to mess it up. But it increases spiritual penetration by 15%. And when an enemy is defeated by direct damage, he gains 10 energy. It's going to cool down 2 seconds. That is very good. That is very good. What about his panic attack? Increases spiritual amp by 10% before casting ultimate. If the HP is below 75%, gains an additional 20% spiritual amp for 5 seconds. Again, that is very good. That is very good. These are very important for these characters. So, make sure that you're grinding out this event, getting all of the magic eyes that you need to, because you just want to maximize this event, especially as a free-to-play, because these legacy pieces are so important for your account. Anyway, that'll do it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you all in the next one.